Hello, this is March 19th. This is the University of Minnesota Shotokan Karate Club. It's being recorded for you to train along, so please follow along. Line up. So some people online were saying because they work out on their own all the time or they work out at home, they've gotten out of the habit of doing this makso thing and sitting in formal. And I'm telling you, I feel like it makes a difference. Not just this, but kind of all the traditions, the standing, the bowing, moving. It gets you in the right mindset to deal with stuff. And for some people, the makso, the seated meditation, is the only calmness they get in the whole day. So I like it, and I think we should continue with it. You know what I'm saying? Here we go. Loudly, so they can hear it. Yes.
What's up? What's the right? Can I hear it? Is that hear it?
Oh, yeah. And Madison, could you warm us up, please?
Backwards. Now. Up and down. Side to side. Moving it to the circle. Change directions. Right foot behind you. Switch. 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 Look in front. Switch. 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 Squat. One leg out. Switch. Any symptoms of COVID?
No.
Everything. Switch.
He's also been fully vaccinated a couple months ago.
No. Switch. Still got that.
Yep, that's on.
Switch. Switch. Squatting. Stand up. And then that's all I got.
All right, then. Good job, thank you. I'd like to do just a little more, just squat, keep it up, stretching down. This loosens up my hips a lot. And back. And forward. And back. And forward. And back, reach over one shoulder. And switch. Inside. Switch. And let's train from here for a little bit. Left arm out, right arm to the side. Punching. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Double punch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Switch hands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right up. Shake out your legs a little bit. Back, keep it out. Left arm out. Twisting to the side. Punching with your right hand. 1, switch your feet so they both point in the direction you want to go. Back to center, double punch. 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Kiai on this punch. Ready? And Kiai on the second punch in the middle. And Kiai. So, because we only train a couple times a week and we wear masks, and I feel like I've been easier on the group than normal, we're going to try to do more stuff with speed, more stuff with spirit, just so we can kind of work our way back up a little bit. So, try to the best you can to show good spirit and God when it's appropriate. Back, keep it up. Punch off to the right. I'm sorry, with your right hand. Yep. Front snap kick, good recoil. Spin and punch that way. 1, squeeze. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, both of you do a good recoil, which means keep your knee up. Switch directions, and then use your drawing arm to pull, so that by the time your foot settles, this is on its way or done, as opposed to 1, 2, 3. Try to make it just a little smoother. Go! Try to get it out there. Pay attention to your drawing arm. Try again. 1, pull. 2, pull. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Can punch. 8, and 1. Same thing, roundhouse kicks. Keep it up. Right arm out. Wash here with your right leg. Twist and punch to your left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Keep your arm out. 8, squeeze out. 9, 10, down the punch. 8, and 8, and out, and 8, and out, and out, and 8, and punch, and out, and eagle, and rest. So I really feel like I'm carrying the bulk of the ki and energy as we go. Why don't you two move up more? Then you go back a little bit. Can you move in a little bit? You can move in a little bit. That's fine. I know we're not in a great square. Now take 1 or 2 steps forward. Kata time. And Shodan. No count, because we all know Heian Godan. Take it nice and easy. Settle into each position. Out. Heian Shodan. Wait. Begin. So my theory is, they waxed this floor now 3 or 4 weeks ago, and it's not as slippery as it was, and some places are really not slippery. So every once in a while I'll tweak my knee just from a little like that, it won't move like it's supposed to. Or it's totally my imagination, I'm just getting old, and my bones are brittle, and shows up as aches and pains. And Nidan. Out. Down. Forward. Begin. First. We're going to do Heian Sandan to the count. Move in just a little bit. Heian Sandan. There. Good. 1. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Right? There. Try again. And Sandan. Out. So either that way Sandan in between. Hands on that. Boy. 1. You. Hold. 3. 1. 2, 3. 1. Almost. Yep. 2. Shoulder. 3, 4. 1. Hold me. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Cut up. More like you're grabbing. So if this was here, you walk with the edge, and then you're going to grab it. Heel. 1. Heel. Hey, everybody go back to here. Left leg forward, always. So you need a little more pronounced in and out. In and out, then turn. 1. 2. Great. Do it again. Back. 1. 2. Back. So it was wrong hand.
Yeah.
But it didn't have anything to do with your feet. So left hand up. 1, 2. Yep. All right. Any questions on hands on none? Heian Yondan. Out. That. Good. Out. Eagle. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 3, 4. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 8, fire. Just one moment. Heian Yondan again. Out. Kata. Boy. 1. Undo that leg. 2. Head up tall. 1. Make sure your legs are pushing right now. 1. Back leg. That's very good. 1, 2. I believe you. Push. Push. 1, 2. Almost. It's not quite done. Finish. Boom, boom, boom. All right, go back to the augmented left right here. So, since Nijushiho had this thing, back in the 70s, supposedly, a heavyweight boxer punched an impact meter, got 1,200 pounds of scarage. Okazaki, a much smaller, much lighter guy, punched the impact meter and had over 2,000 pounds per square inch, thus proving that karate is superior to boxing. However, you cannot find that study anywhere. I have looked back before the internet. I went to the card catalogs, tried to find old, it was reported in the whatever. It was not. Maybe it exists, but I haven't seen it. In more recent times, let's see, I'm old now, so I'm guessing in the 2000s, they had 3 people punch an impact meter, a boxer, Shotokan Karate, 5th Dan, and some other guy. Shotokan Karate guy got 3rd. Nishiyama went nuts. No, this is not the way it is. Karate's done, is it? So he started on this plan. In his estimation, part of what the problem was is people were doing the positions and not finishing. So just to be here is not enough. He says, through your leg, through your hip, through your center, through your body, up your hand, up your hand. So it's not enough to go 1, 2, or in this case, 1, 2. You have to go, it's got to be projecting into the target. And it has to start to become a habit in case someday you actually have to punch somebody, you don't go, and they just stand there. You want to impact as much as you can. So, I forgot who the 3rd person was. I don't know, but it really bothered him. And that one is documented, so. And to be fair, I feel like the old style that they should enhance and produce was very much on effectiveness and destroying, and the JK in general had floated towards competition. You hate it.
What's relative skill of this guy, some recognized master or some?
The JK 5th Dan?
What?
The JK 5th Dan. Now, I've also not looked that study up, but since Nishiyama told the story at 3 different seminars I went to, I suspect it was real, and he made us drill turning, because he wanted to make sure if you were hitting something that was coming through. So anyway, got your augmented block out there, and you go 1, 2. Forward, forward, your whole system winding, push. Shoulders down, head up. 1, 2. Oh, it's better. Better here, but not done. Still not pushing through your elbows, through your body. Shoulders down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Legs, push your wrist. Oh, better. 1. 2. That was so much better. Is this one your legs? 1, 2, 3. So this is the one where I just know there's nothing there. That's what I saw a while ago. Round your leg, through your leg, through your leg. Twisting out your fist. Turning more, pull your right arm more. Keep your head up. Bend your elbows slightly. Twisting, pushing. A little bit better. 1. 1, 2, 3. We're too short. It's not in this row of plates. Your hips not done, your shoulders not done. Pull your right arm more. Head up tall. Push down and forward with your tummy. Twisting more. Twisting in the knee. Twisting your hip, your leg. Push. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8. Back leg. 7. Yep. Wrist. Your back dances are hugely improving. You're getting pressure down a lot. So there's always to know more. A critique would be your transition from one place to another. So this wasn't bad, but this was definitely 1, 2. It was definitely a forward and back. So eventually on a step, you have to drive all the way through and not step stop. I just watched a video today. A guy, I believe in Italy or France or something, got second place in this big tournament. By our standards, man, his karate was terrible. Especially in transition. Up, down, side, side, he had no drive.
What was his name?
I don't know.
Was it Luca?
No. So Luca used to have that problem. And if you watch the stuff from 15 years ago, when he was like a big star, I was going, man, he's so tight. But he got better, I think, lately in the last 5 years that I have seen anything that he did. It looks more, I want to say mature, I guess, like he's starting to understand the technique better. There are also these 3 Japanese doing team kata unsu. Lightning fast, jumping, spinning applications. I have a hard time saying, yep, that was good. It was flashy. Definitely flashy. Heian Yondan. Kata. One. On. Pushing both feet, but your back leg is awesome. Heel. Down, head up. 1. Push. Yeah, that's awesome. Heel. 1 foot. 1, 2. Shoulders down. This is up. So you gotta relax this part, squeeze this part. Pulling down, lifting in, pulling down. Like that. 1, 2. That's better, that's better. 1, 2. A little bit straighter arm, just a little bit longer. Just this much. 3, 4. 1. Uh-oh. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1. Yep. Looks for the head. Alright, very good. Can you put out your fist like that, please? You put out your fist like that, please? You put out your fist like that, please? So here is the problem. As people's bodies are different, and in sometimes very subtle but important ways. So there was a round of people, including Fusaro, who taught that this should be straight across the top. And as it happens, that's the way their bones align. Most of you, if you put this straight across the top, you'll buckle your wrist every time you hit something, because it's not very stable. So what you end up with is slightly like that. You're still aiming for these front 2 knuckles, but you want the mass of your fist to go through the middle of these bones. And it's just not always as obvious as you think. That's pretty darn good. That was got a little bounce in it. Still got a wiggle. Maybe. So I think, from looking at it, that her fist goes like this too much, and sometimes it does it a lot. So for you, I want to tell you to put your knuckles down even a little more. And I'm thinking that is straighter. There you go. That's pretty stable. Can you feel, this is for everybody, that this goes out the side? Because right now you have a full twist punch. So if you have a slightly less twist, squeeze your elbow down. When you hit it, this goes through the middle of these bones. You feel that a little bit? Be stronger. Ooh! I'll show you this back over. Watch it go. It doesn't go through the middle. Yes. So there's like 5 reasons to punch like that. I believe that this is a punch that was taught to the general public, but especially school children, so they would not hurt each other because it is less effective than a slightly less turned punch. If you turn your fist all the way over when you punch me, my ribs protect my solar plexus. It fits right in there if you turn it just slightly less. If you hit from the side, your ribs are really curved. So if your knuckles are straight, it's spread across 3 or 4 ribs. If you start to do this, you hit like one and break it. Your radius and ulnar bone have a myofascial sheath in between them that is called your osteosis membrane, or something very close to that. You know what it's called? All right, I'm telling you, it's the osteosis membrane. Somebody says it's wrong, they don't have to talk about it. As it happens, when you're at about a 3/4, when you stand like this is your normal ergonomic position, and you pick your hand up, it has that same position. That's about straight, and this sheet is taut in between, and it spreads the weight to both bones. When you turn it, the sheet wrinkles and sends it off to the side. So this is one of the hardest things. I've been telling people this for 20 years. I learned it from other traditional karate people. And the karate as a whole, God, they don't want to change it. They love turning that hand over to the point where you see people like you with hyperextended elbows, and him, actually. That elbow will pop in, your shoulder will pop up just because your fist is straight. So you want to try to punch with your elbow down towards the floor, like this. And then you turn, like that's not bad. It's a good, stable position. To go beyond that, it just gets weaker. So, yep, pretty good. No, yeah. So, you have to experiment tapping on things and try to find a stable, like, yep, that's pretty solid. And, oh, my wrist buckled every time I hit something. Oddly, both of you had a sideways wiggle that is not all that common, and yet you both did. So John, when he punches, okay, a good punch. He punches in a pretty darn good position, but he tends to hyperextend his elbow that makes his shoulder half up and weak, like you. So you put your shoulder down, put your elbow down. And then all by itself, that's way better. Way better. You straighten your arm again. It's not as good. It feels stronger until you hit something that it's not. So the elbow down thing is a really good side. Down, 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 down. Up. No. No. Ah. So we had extended training sessions. Elbow center, it gets tighter. Oh, it doesn't get weaker. You don't let it go when you punch. John, oh, let's see your fist. Sideways. Pretty good. You again don't have to turn all the way over. A little bit less. A little bit less. Not this way. So not this way. A little bit less. Yep, pretty good. I forgot where we were. We're all the way done? All right, we have to hand you on again while I watch that well. Ready? Out. And you're done. Boy. 1. Very nice, John Noel. You can bend your left arm just a little bit more. 2. I'm loving your stances though. 1, 2, 1, 2. Shoulders down. Get your hips underneath you. 1, 2. Shoulders down. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, turn. 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. 1. Drop your front hip. You're tilted. Drop your front hip down. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Hi, man. Hi, rest. So, on almost every knife hand block with your left leg in front, your hip was up. So I'm saying to drop it more crease here. And then sometimes you were crooked. So sometimes you went 1, 2, and you're leaning instead of being straight. Yep. Overall though, it looks good. One more time, Heian Yondan. Out. Kata. Boy. 1, 2. More weight back. 1, 2. Head. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 3, 4. You're top heavy. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. Shoulders double. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. Head up tall. 1. Back like 3 inches. 2, 3, 4. Shoulders. 1, 2. Right. 8. Your head still forward, just a touch. Right. Alright. What Kata would you like to do, Madison? Gankaku. This one is so easy. You're gonna love it.
It's fun.
So, interestingly enough, wait, you guys don't know about Karate Kid. The Karate Kid used to call the crane thing, because you're standing and jumping. This is our version of the crane on a rock. That's what it translates as. And interestingly enough, there are old versions where they do stuff like that. It's kind of cool looking. Anyway, Gankaku, out. Gankaku, boy. Let me hold this for a second. Okay, I got it. 1. No, off the show. Darn it! I thought I had it. Try it again. Sorry. Did I mess it up now? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, Fast. There you go.
It's not a tournament time. It's really good. Just so you know.
Generally speaking, the way it was taught in our region, this kata is not done by people until maybe Nidan or Sandan, second or third grade black belt. But there has occasionally been a person who will test with it for Shodan, because it's a basic kata. It fits their body type. Interesting though. It looks really cool when tall people do it, tall, skinny people. Doesn't necessarily mean it's best, but interesting. Gankaku. Boy. 1, 2. So when you do that, build through your center to your back leg. So you're pretty darn good here, and then squeak like you're pulling into your leg, building, building, building. 3, 4. Reach with your shoulder, reach. On these especially. 1. Relax your shoulders, put your head up, squeeze down your legs as you're drawing over. Ew! 3. Same deal. Boom, boom, boom. Increase the pressure like you're building a spring. 5. This is a part. Pull it together. 1. Sorry. 1. Shoulders down. Use your support arm. Work back leg. 2. Head up tall. 3. 4. 5. Stupid hair. No, your hair is beautiful color. 1. Shoulder center, back leg, back arm, back to the shoulder. 2. 3. Back leg. 4. 5. 6. 1, 2. I would turn this one. 3. Sing. 4. 5. 6, 7. Shoulders too short. And then squeeze your center, let your knees come together. So like your knees and your center and your shoulders come together way out here. So not up there, because they're reaching towards this point out here. More like, oh, maybe. 1. 2. 1, 2. 3. 1, 2. 1. You straighten an arm, keep your shoulders up. So this has to be strong first in your leg, and then it makes it all the way out here to your arm. So turn it slightly less for a second, like this. Get your head up tall, you're going to build pressure, and turn it as you increase pressure in your leg. Almost. Keep your head up. 1. Turn it up. So when I say that, most people, you are building pressure in your legs and your body. It's like, oh yes, this is going to work. And then right at the end, this is back here, and it needs to be extended a little more. It's sitting badly in your shoulder. Most people reach, so you spend all your time telling them, no, pull it back. You're pulled back too far. So that's fine, just like that. And then especially sideways. So in these hook punches, this is a normal position, and I'm not talking about this kata for a second. It's stronger if you extend your shoulder up, where this would be too far. This is stronger this way because of this angle. In this kata, when you punch long, it's the same kind of deal. You need everything you got to get into a strong spot. If you're just a little shorter, it's a terribly weak position just in structure. So, if you could pick any one punch that was from Shodan, let's say. I know. Let's just start again and try to get your arm out across your body. Gankaku. Four. One. Yeah. Eagle. 3, 4. Almost. Oh, shoulder down, head up. 5, 6, 7, 8. Shot through your leg. 1. Same one that way, I think. 2. Go back for just a second. So I think this is one of the coolest moves in the kata. You build your pressure into this leg, and then you drive again down into the same leg. It's kind of a neat turn. It feels very efficient, but I can't think of another one right offhand. But because you're blocking low, I feel like it's cooler. I like it. So you have to build pressure through your legs like you are. And then you turn, but keep the pressure in this leg. 1. Very good. 2. That's not as good, but not bad. 3. That was good. 4. Too much of an up, down, let go. So it's like, whoa, that's good. Okay. Whoa. You took that too big of a break. 1. 1. 2. Too much. 3. 4. 1. 2. 3, 4. You have to turn the lock just a little so it doesn't bind your knee and the foot. So start like that. Go 3, turn. That's pressure. And you did turn this way. 4. The same kind of thing. This has to go across your tummy into that foot. Put your elbow in front of the bar. Yep. You think? Better? 1. 2. 3. 4, 5. Short. There you go. So it definitely goes boom, 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 boom. Your arm. 1. 2. 3, 4. Put your arm more. Punch over here a little bit. No. Okay. Now extend as much as you can. Hey, that's good. That sits on your body.
Let's see if you grab an adapter that's in there really quick.
Sure.
Thank you so much.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1. That was close. I can see you getting it. This is a habit that it's a part. So go back to the position you were before. This has to pull down into this leg, even though you're going this way, and it ends up whipping your arm out, but from your center. Then you're putting your arm out, and it's got nothing to do with your body. On, better. Not quite finished, but better. Squeeze your knees together a little bit. You, 8, 4, 5, 6. Amen. Yeah. It's up to you, because people do it both ways, but it's bigger if you twist your hip on that part. You go on that hip there. 1, 2, 3. It's a bigger motion, but this is more stable. It just looks more stable. But whatever you think it is. So in the application, it doesn't change that you do it both ways. If the coolest application, an application is, let's say he's stepping and punching, and I'm just going to do this part, I'm going to pull, this works, I'm going to pull, this works. And then you get to do this really cool takedown thing.
Couldn't he just get you in the back while you're doing that, while you're spinning?
No! Because I'm much too fast. No. Lots of stuff works if the other guy already knows what you're going to do. So, one of the applications I can come down is they say you're going to turn your back on the guy and break his elbow. I think that's ridiculous. You might pull it off, but to save his elbow, most people would just jump on you and, boom, or hit you. And I don't think you can do it fast enough to do it. If I'm doing a throw, though, I'm going to pull him off balance and keep him off balance the whole way through. He might get a clip off on me, but not if it's the first time he's ever seen it. Also depends on if it's the same guy that I just hit with my elbow. So I do find this interesting. Funakoshi taught this way. And then over time, it became this, which I really liked. I thought, this is really cool. But the problem is, if he did punch at me and I blocked it, maybe I hit his arm, but I'm not hitting his head. I always thought I was hitting his head. So this actually works, and then you can pull down on either the arm or the arm and the head and flop them over and around. Good question, though. It is rarely a good idea to turn your back on somebody unless you're totally in charge. So quite often in Heian Sandan, when they go 1, 2, their theory is that this guy grabs with both hands, and I'm going to turn and hit him. But the problem is, you punch it, there you go, you're going to turn like this. There's nothing to keep the guy from jumping on you. You could do it better. You could decide, you grab me, I'm going to stab him with my elbow, come across, but it's still not ideal. So I would change it. What I tend to do there is I would bend his elbow up, that's my spear hand strike. This is a Sanjo, which will break his arm. And very few people do anything while you're doing that to them. It doesn't look like much. You can feel it. And it only works when you're close. The further away I get, I can twist it out of my hand. I do have an interesting story about Sankyo that I would like to tell you, and it only takes a second. I had a person who taught defensive tactics in a prison. It was in a security prison, and when he was teaching the defensive tactics, he always put in a Sankyo because he liked it. He said he's never used it in his 40 years of being in law enforcement, but he liked it, so he stuck it in there. And almost every self-defense person does, they put stuff in they like. And the way he taught it was, somebody comes up behind you, you grab here, and you come underneath, and you hold them like this. And it works because they don't feel it coming. It doesn't make any sense. It feels like you're getting in a worse position when you get out. So the day after he taught this, the very next day, they had like a 5 foot tall woman who this big 6'4" guy grabbed by the throat. And she did not know what to do. She couldn't reach him. The only thing she remembered was that Sandan. So she went from here to here, which is a worse position, and then she stepped under here, and he said, oh, you're breaking my arm, oh! And she made him lay on the ground, and they have it on video. So he thought that was really cool. And the way it works in prisons is if you come out on top of a guard or multiple guards, you're a hero. Oh, you see that? I took out 3 guards. They took 5 guys to take me down. But if one little woman beats you up, you're no longer a hero. You're like, oh, look at that guy. Oh, here she comes. Look out. You know. So everybody won. But it was bizarre that she put herself in a worse position because that's the only one she remembered, and then she got out of it. But it is interesting that things work sometimes when you, not necessarily the way you intended them to, but things go. So that's my whole story about Sandan. You have to go, I suspect. Thank you. 5-minute break, everybody. Get some water if you want. Stretch a little. We'll work on more stuff.
Sensei, I'm gonna go.
Okay. Thanks for coming.
He's taking over the space. See you on Monday. Have a great weekend, everyone.
Alrighty, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay. My goal here is to do Heian Godan so many times that you cannot possibly forget it. And then we'll also work on whatever kata you want to work on, so you think about it for a while. Move in a little bit. I gotta see if you're in the camera, is my. Yeah, but that's not anybody anymore. And the two aren't quite the same.
Oh, you can see it in the mirror.
I know. So come this way a little bit. You can step forward, John. All right, Heian Godan, maybe one step that way. Now, like that. Good boy. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. 1. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yep. All right. Okay, now we'll work on parts. So to start with, start here. Get your elbows to cross. Do a big giant action here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Feet apart. Do it again. 1. Pull your drawing arm more. 2. Twist your hip more. 3. Shoulder out. 1, 2. Twist your hip. 3. Both toes together. Start again. 1, 2. Twist. Yep. So you turn, and you keep pressure out what you're doing, but you have to still pull this hand back. 3. Look that way. 1, 2. Twist your hip a lot. 3. Look straight ahead. Try it again. 1, 2, 3, look to your right. Elbow up. 1, 2, better. 3, get apart, try it again. 1, 2, 3, look to your right. Toes together. 1, 2, 3, get apart, try it again. 1, 2, pull your right arm a little. 3, elbow slightly in, just a touch. 1, 2, head up. 3, shoulder down. Continue forward from here. Back stand. 1, pressure your legs. 2, big wind up and straight. 3, 4, 5, 6. Right, and go back to. You have to increase the pressure down and do that. 1. Now from here, I want you to wind up way up high. Your elbow will be higher than your shoulder, and your fist will cover your face. So if I was facing you, it would cover, and then you go up. 1. Wind up. Yep. Step forward. Hit them with your knee. Yo. Yep. So you have it. And then in and out. 3, 4, 5, 6. Right back to here. 1. Nope. Yep. 2. Big wind up. 3, in and out. Slightly bent elbows. 4, 5, 6. Pretty good. Pretty good. Back. Other hand. Sorry, I just demonstrated backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can make a fist on the bottom if you want. 5, 6. Right back to the beginning. Feet apart. Feet apart. A little bit more. Take a little bit of step this way. 1, 2. 3. Look that way. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One more time. It's good though. All right. 1, 2, 3. Head up straight. 1, 2. Shoulders down. 3. 1. Maybe more sideways. 2, 3. Head up. 4, 5, 6. Yep. So just so you know, you're kind of doing it, but on this wind, you're building pressure into your back leg, and then that first arm is your leg throwing 1, 2. There's a shot all the way through your system. Try again. Wait. 1, 2, 3. Toes. 1, 2. Head up. 3. Toes. 1. Run it down just a little. 2. 3. 4. 5, 6. Continue from here. Leg and arm go up, down. 1. Up, down. Okay, go back. What? What's up with that, right? It depends on who's teaching. So he asked about this can go this way across your body and then out. You go this way across your body and then out. But some people, they do their arm and their leg out like this, and it's not a good turn. So then they said, pick this up and drop it. And the truth is kind of in between. I kind of do both depending on what I feel like. I would have to say, 1, 2, I'm up there. 3, not that different than jute or any of the dropping things. But it's super common to tell beginners to go up, down, because then they don't mess around with all the other stuff. They just go up, down. Well, let's just see. For sure you should pick your knee up more. Up and then drop it. A little longer stance, a little wider stance. 1, 2. That's fine. 3. Remember to wind your hip up. So, you're in this downward block. It should be your left leg. It squeezes and increases pressure. Then you wind up into your right leg and push out. Yep. So, do that downward block. 1, wind up. 2, you do just a little bit more hip. Wind up, and then up. Keep your head up. Crescent kick, elbow strike. 1, 2, 3, cross. Yep, let's start here, this way. Switch feet. Yep. 1, 2, 3, wind up and go. 1, 2. Then cross like you're blocking. 1. Shoulders down, push your hip a little bit towards me, a little more. This foot should be behind you more. Yep. That's right. And then you're going to hit up. 1. Yep. Look that way when you do it. And you move your foot. So you're here. And you go. 1. And you pull. Move. Do it again. Cross. Look behind you. It's a stabilizer. Yep, you need it back there. So my problem is, I was taught 2 different ways over time, and some of them I switched and some of them I didn't. And I think it's a little bit of a fallacy that they're all supposed to be the same. So the first place we do this is Heian Yondan. And I think I first learned ankle to ankle, but Nishiyama came and said to put the inside of your knee into the back of this calf muscle, and this foot stays there for this. That's how I got the position. So in some kata, I've changed it to that. But in other kata, I haven't changed it much. Not like that, where way back there. You know, I do that. My shin bone is kind of up against this muscle, but it's not quite ankle to ankle. So you're here. If you stay where you are and just turn to do that, that's do you go back. 1, back your shoulders. 2. Now you do that, and you pull your foot up. Back. 3. Shoulders. Yep, that's pretty good. So it's just, that's not a bad position at all. Here we go. 1. Back. I like it best if this little knuckle goes underneath this. Over time, people have taught the side of the hand, the front of the hand, top of the hand, above the elbow, below the elbow, next to your forearm. But for basic augmented block, I put that knuckle under that muscle. talk about application. Yes, it's usually hard. Here you go. So we talked about this the other day. You touch your hands, they're stronger. You touch your ankles, they're stronger. This is another place where you get people. Whoa. Hand up, straight up, shoulders down. Specialist. Two. Good. So this is springy. It's like if I was going one, it would have a little bit of a, so boom. And what they tell you is that you need a left-hand punch. You're under here, and then you're hitting the guy up under his jaw, but I think it's more that this is my guy that I hit here. I come across his neck, I pick him up, and toss him on the ground. At this point, I have control of him, and I gotta kind of see if there's anything there. So I'm kind of going 1, 2, because you wouldn't look the way you throw. I would. I do it here too. I'm throwing him on the ground, but I'm not watching him. So looking where you're going, I guess, is the only thing. It's a little exaggerated in the step-by-step Kata thing. You would just be on your way. But the idea, punching him with your right, of me knocking him down, boom, and then picking him up just a little bit so I can toss him, that's a real thing. And different people see different things. So I did not train in judo, but a friend of mine who trains in judo said, well, this is he told me the name of the throw, I don't know. And when he does it, he goes 1, 2, 3. He's got his arm under here and looks that way, tossing over his hip as he goes. And there are many variations where I could be just messing with this arm, I could be grabbing his neck, I could be doing lots of stuff. It doesn't matter to me. It's just representative of the throw. Whatever throw you're comfortable with. So, anyway, let's start reading. No, that doesn't matter. Heian Godan. You know, step. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, coil, go. Put your feet in. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Oh, yep, press that part. So, if it's not a throw, in the old way, you're looking because there's a guy swinging a stick at you, which I think is a little silly, but it is a reason to look. But the jump is important for a couple different reasons, so we have to do that part. In a normal situation, if you jump up in the air, you use your arms this way. And it's the stop of your arms that gives you lift. So I used to be a gymnastics coach. Wherever you stop them depends on what kind of an angle or set that you're going to have to do the next trick. So you can go like this, you can go like this. That's not as good. Not up here, it's too late. In this instance, you're using your arms this way. The lift, the stop. So you get to wind them up and lift. Yeah, give it a try a couple times. So you're here. Lift. Lift. Go. All right, forget the turn. Just stand here. Just stand here. Go like this. Again. Lift. Good enough. Now when you're up, don't have your shoulders up apart. Pull your body together over here. Okay, then you land on your right foot. Your left foot's behind, and you drop. And there's one of the times when it's okay to have your butt up, because you're going down. And you need the springiness in your hips and legs to hit. Probably you've never really do this, but it's representative of dropping and hitting something. Try again, back here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pretty good. Again. 1, up, down. Yep. Now, here's the deal. When you pick your arms up, try to put your legs and knees up. So, it looks like sometimes people are jumping high, and some people are. But a lot of it is just picking your legs up. Down. So, up, down. Don't make me keep doing that. Just do this. Yep, it's all right. Oh, perfect. Land more on your right than your left. Okay. Yep. Your knees can come up more. So, 1, 2. Just turn. Jump. Lean forward, shoulder march. A little bit more straight up and down. So they usually tell you to be straight up and down all the time. Your head down before you even start. Yep, that's the right thing. Up. Up. Down. Up. That's okay. That's the right thing. What? So I would stand in place for a while and go 1, 2. 1, 2 until it becomes more comfortable. Then you go like that. 1, 2, 3. So do it twice, just like that. Up, down. Pretty good. Up, down. Good. Stay like this. Turn first. Now just jump up, down. Up, down. Pretty good. Keep your head up. There is also a very real possibility you turn like throwing a punch. I'm jumping. From his collarbone up, he's very vulnerable if my feet are off the ground. So people practice going 1, boom! And drill him at the top. And then he would fall, which is why you're here. And I've seen that demonstrated, and it works really good. It takes some guts to do it, but there are other examples, empty and stuff, but I think you're going airborne because you have no other choice, you're going to jump and smack to that. So anyway, do that. 1, 2, 3, up, down. Perfect! Four. Longer, deeper. Yep. Big turn. 1, you're looking. 2, walk your head and hip. 3, 4, left heel, right ball of foot, the arm block. 1, 2, 3. Yep. Let's try this. Right here. 1, 2. 1, 2. Wind up, go. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Try it again down here. 1, up, down, 2, 1, 2. Now when you do this crossover, try to feel like you're dropping. 1, down, 2, up. That's awesome. Bend your elbow. 3, jump. 4, drive. Sideways, sideways, up. And slip sideways. You're very narrow, very skinny fit in this stack. 1, step. Excellent. 2. Excellent. A little taller. 3. 1. Got to spin on your left heel, right ball foot. Almost. You have to go away. 2, 3. And it. Questions or problems? It's coming. Make sure after this, you're straight up and down, neutral. You drive into the target. You're 60, 40, or more that way. Now you're going to go that way. Whoa! Great drive. Whoa! Big pull. Big, giant shifts. So maybe do this. 1. This way. 2. Don't turn your hip square. Yep. Now you're going to drive your hip and leg. So this stays this way, but you're driving this way. 1. In. Yep. Palm. 2. Back. Put your front foot. 3. Spin. 1. 2. 3. Higher. Okay. High rest. Start it over. Move this way a little bit. Up. Kata. Run. Darling. Boy. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. That was good. 3. 1, 2, 3. In and out. 4. Pull. And 6. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1. Up and cross. 2, 3. 4. Deep. Straighten that leg a lot. 1. Drive. More. And 2, 3. Left heel, right ball of foot. 1. Yep. 2. Turn this out a little bit more. Elbow down. 3. Right. Alright. From the beginning, Heian Godan. Out. Down. Boy. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Push. 1. Up, down. 2. Press and kick elbow straight. 1, 2. Then go down the hill. 3. Drop. 4. Up. And 5. 6. Deep. Nice. 7. Switch. Drive. 4. 5. 1. 2. Turn this out a little more. It's going to be your back foot. 2. 8. 8. All right, rest. It's coming. We'll come back to it. John, what Kata would you like to do? Nijushiho. Out. Down. Nijushiho. Boy. One. Stand up tall. 2, 3. I lift a little higher. 1, 2. Shoulders. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. Never hard to change. 1, 5, 6. Shoulders. 1, 1, 2, 3. 1. Shoulders. 1, 2. 1, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. That ending was better, I thought. I don't know if we worked on it, but it was way better. The one part where Steve made it stay straight up, you have to practice just that part over and over again, because otherwise every time it'll be a habit. So you got to up straight, up straight, because it feels so cool to me. This feels right. It's like, yeah, I'm in there. But if you want to change it, it'll just take a while. So we were taught this in this particular move, like Basaidai, with the idea being that if he threw a punch at me, I could cover and hit, or cover and hit at the same time and hide behind that. But in this particular instance, he's throwing a punch at me, and I'm blocking it off to the side, and I'm hitting him. There is no hand here. And if I lean in, it just puts me closer to his other weapon, and I'd be better off staying back here where I have time to respond to it. So that analysis came from a guy named Bugle, who never changes kata except for when he does. So, shift over this way just a little bit. It's many people take great pride in teaching things only the way they were taught, except for those things they figured out it'd be better if we did it this way, and then they slipped it in there. I believe that he's right, though. If you claim this has anything to do with this, there's no reason to lean in. If it's a separate move, then it's a different deal. So the ability to do both would be great. Heian Godan, out, up, boy. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Sorry, yep. 3, 4, 5, 6. 1. Down to your legs. So you're pushing on me, and you're pulling your right arm, and you're sinking in that back leg a little heavier. Ew! And then this leg, and then go. Dutch. So good. Swing your hip. 1, 2. Downhill. 1. Not quite that much, but 2, 3. Pull your legs, legs. 4. You might use that. No, we do it one at a time. 1, step. 2, 3. Left heel, right ball of foot. 1. Yep. 2, 3. All right. Good job. Nijushiho. Out. Nijushiho. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Down your legs. 1, 2. Shoulders down. 1, 2, 3. 1. Does that work? 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3. That's nice. 1, 2, 3. So I thought of something. If the application is that you hit the guy, and then you grab his neck and groin and throw on that turn, it doesn't work if you're back here. You have to be here underneath the guy. So it's good reasons to do it different ways all the time. Train it one way for a while, train it a different way for a while. Yep, I like that. But
I always thought that was their hand. And then they're punching this hand.
well, then you have to convince them to punch with your left first. So Nishiyama corrected Mary Brandel on one of her 4th dan tests. She said that. She said, you have your punch out there, and I'm coming in like this, and you're blocking it. And he said, what about that? Well, maybe it would be good if you do this hand. It blocks me, and I'm wide open for your shot. All right, so now I change my mind just a little bit. From here, do that again. 1, 2. 1, 2. You can clothesline. This is going to swing across when you turn. And then, boom! Yeah, like a busted eye kind of thing. All right, any questions on Nijushiho? Any questions on Heian Godan or Heian Yondan? Okay. The informal bow, thank you all for training. Class dismissed. Hey, let's put our stuff away.